What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Miltrick Media. I am here with Savvy from Brokeland. His Instagram is Blkchrist. How's it going, man? Thank you for being here. How you feeling?
Pretty fucking good. I'm really thirsty. I just downed this whole fucking water that these niggas
cups.
gave me. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
Hey, summer's coming. It's beautiful out. Exactly. We got the Brooklyn Podcasting Studio cups. Shout out to them.
Pink.
We got the good water. Pink, yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, we're outside. It's May of 2022. What a time. What a time to be alive. But so recently, Brokeland, you were part of the Hip-Hop Collective and Group Brokeland from New York City. You guys recently went on a East Coast tour, right?
So
Let's talk about that. So what was tour like?
It kind of sucks. Like, I don't know how people do, like, full fucking Keckers.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know how niggas do, like, full fucking tours. Like, we just did, like, 2 or 3 colleges, and, like, I'm just like, bro, this is not good. like, all right, like, actually performing is sick, but then it's like, just like traveling places, and then just like, I don't know what to call it, like the maintenance of like actually going out and doing it is just like, that sucks. Like, you just become so fucking, you're just tired all the time, and like, it's terrible. But the actual performance aspect is so sick, and like, I get to jump around my niggas, say bad words. And like, these white kids like it at these colleges.
What I did college shows, even when I've talked with other artists, bands, and even hip-hop artists collectives, like college shows even in general, like, yeah, the performance was always the best. What was it like performing at these colleges? What colleges did you perform at?
We did Sarah Lawrence College, which is like the best college ever. And I didn't know it was a thing until like last year, and I was like, fuck, this school. I thought it was gonna be like super small and like lame, and like they were just gonna stare at me the whole time while I'm screaming at them. But like that, like, I don't know, they were just like so like supportive, like from not even knowing any of our songs the first time that we came.
That's
and
awesome.
Then the second time they like singing the entire fucking verse to Latino, and I'm rapping mad words in that verse. So I'm like, how the fuck do you know my shit? And like things like that. Like, college kids are so cool. Like, they know what's popping. They know what's like their thing, which I fuck with. I fuck with that heavy, because when you become an adult, like, you're told what you should like and what you should do, and college kids don't really like give a fuck because they're like trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So
that was the funnest age. We're still in that age where it's like, I'm having the time of my life. It's like, why not?
Yeah.
But college kids, I feel like they could be put onto the movement first. Like, they find out the new music first, the new collectives, the new bands, artists. And even like record labels back in the day, they had college radio, college marketing departments. They were trying to break artists through college and grassroots campaigns first, because they know it's like, oh, college kids, it's popping on the campuses.
Yeah.
They're going to move shit organically and quickly because they're out and about. They're shuffling around. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I saw the study too. It's like, I don't know if it's bullshit or not, but it was interesting where with individuals, right? Like, you stop, a lot of people, not all, you stop discovering new music, or as much new music, like once you hit like your early to mid 30s, like your taste by then become a lot more hardened and defined compared to when you're younger.
Yeah.
And like once that age hits, you're more susceptible to stay in your ways in terms of music.
Yeah. Like
and they stop marketing to older people as much.
Yes. Like my dad, he's like 40 something, which I know is like a young dad. So I'm like confused on how he feels this way about like certain rappers nowadays. I'm like, he's like, oh man, like Nas is crazy, blah, blah, blah. And he's kind of like, that's his concrete opinion, and nothing can really change that, maybe because of his age. But I'm just like, yo, did you hear Young Thug's new album? Did you hear blah, blah, blah? Like, and then he immediately just shuts it off.
You try to put on to new artists.
Yeah. And then like, it's kind of like, it's like you said, it's just set in stone. It's like,
like my parents are both in their early 60s, so it's like, anything pet. So it's even different.
Yeah.
But they're open to new music too. Like, I show them some new artists, and some they like, some they don't. But it is what it is. You know, that's cool though.
Yeah.
But even when you were playing the colleges, so that first college is Sierra Lawrence.
Sarah Lawrence.
So where was that?
That's Bronxville. It's like upstate, I think.
Oh, nice.
I feel like that's upstate. I don't fucking know. It's far from here. Yeah, upstate in the Bronx-ish.
Nice.
Yeah,
what are the colleges and what other venues did you play at on this inaugural Brokeland tour? Was it the first tour you guys ever went on?
Yeah, I'd say tour.
Yeah.
Tour.
Nah, it's a tour.
Still,
you guys went and traveled to these venues and you got to play. You're on the road. Like, that's an amazing experience. Yeah, where else did you play on the tour?
We did Temple University in Philly.
Nice.
I don't want to say it wasn't as cool as Sarah Lawrence, but yeah, it was cool. It was all right.
Well, even when you were on the road going to these schools and you were traveling with the group, so were you guys traveling via separate cars? You guys all in a van? Like, how did that work? What was the road trip like?
Yeah, we just did trains, buses, public transportation as fuck, bro. Like,
Yeah.
because we all from New York, so it's like none of us have licenses for now, at least.
Yeah.
And like, Trey, like my best friend Trey, he's like the only person that's probably gonna get a license. So it's like, oh yeah, we're doing train, bro. Like
Yeah.
we're doing buses, and plus it's like free most of the time.
You doing
like,
Amtrak?
You know, yeah.
Oh,
bro.
that's sick.
Yeah.
That's an
Painful.
experience.
Yeah, so painful. Painful.
In terms of so when you were staying there, were you staying like at like motels? Like some people, they say they just like they're chilling, like they chilling like on the couches in the dorms, like after the show. So yeah, no, after the shows and the performances, you're on that high. It's like you're all amped up. What do you guys like to do after the shows? Do you guys just like to get back to the studio right away? You guys just trying to go out and explore the city or town you're in? Like, what was Brokeland doing after the shows?
We just go home, sleep.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, just after shows, I just be like so out of it. Like, I'm still on the high, but at the same time, I'm like, all right, cool, that was cool. Like, on to the next thing. Like, let's go play some Nintendo Switch or something.
I feel. What's your favorite
chill.
game on Nintendo Switch right now?
Oh my God, I'm fucking with this fucking Zelda game. Hyrule Warriors, bro.
For real?
Hyrule Warriors. Fucking download that shit right now, bro. It's like, I don't know if it's an RPG. I don't know what the fuck that means, role playing. I don't know what the fuck that really means, but it's just like you just fuck up mad, like an army of niggas, and it's cool as fuck and so fucking fun.
You know, it's crazy. When I was younger, I was a huge like PlayStation 2, Nintendo 64 fan.
Yeah.
I loved playing Legend of Zelda, and Link was the main character.
Yeah.
But because it was called Legend of Zelda, until I was like 5, I always thought that fucking Link was Zelda. When I found out that no, the whole game is him fucking chasing after her.
Yes,
He's
bro.
trying to get Zelda back, and she's like chilling in the castle, wherever the hell she is, at a loft in Brooklyn. I don't know. I found out that Link was Link and not Zelda. He wasn't like the title character. I was flabbergasted, bro.
Yeah,
I
a
was
lot of
just like, I
fucking
can't believe
people
it.
still think that nigga is that nigga. Bro, Zelda is the bitch, bro. Zelda is the bitch. Link is the green nigga that don't speak. I don't know why people are like 50 years old and they don't know that. Like they were alive.
He
when this
never
game
speaks.
came out.
Imagine he just started speaking more dialogue in the games. I feel like the games would be more hype. Imagine he started speaking like a Grand Theft Auto character.
Crazy,
Like
bro.
Nico Bellic. Just like
crazy.
Imagine.
It's so sus. Like when he grunts. Like he doesn't speak. He's like, and then Zelda's having a
does,
full
yeah.
conversation. It's like, my nigga, you good? Like, it's so
No, it
sus.
sounds like he has a stomach cramp, and every single time he moves, like one nugget falls out of, like he has to poop.
He poops on himself.
But
every
he was a
time.
great character. That was a great game.
Yeah. Legendary.
So even after, now that you just came back from your first tour, got to play some colleges. Besides the colleges, where else did you play on this tour? Did you hit other venues, clubs?
Yeah, we did a couple like shitty city venues, and I only say that because like I don't know, like if you saw like our YouTube and I posted about it, it's just like a lot of city venues. I don't know if it's just like an older crowd or just like people that aren't keen to anything really different. Like if you're not playing jazz in a band or you doing a band with like that bedroom pop shit, it's like all right, cool, we don't really respect you, sort of. If I'm like jumping up and down doing crazy shit, you know, it's just as entertaining as like a boring ass jazz band, you know. And I don't know, I feel like in the city they put you in the box. Like in that college circuit, it's like you could like kind of just be who you are and just do whatever, and if you like it, you like it. If not, then it's like, all right, cool. You know, in the city, it's like you gotta be this certain type of thing to book shows and things like that. So
Yeah, college, because my college was a big music scene, and the college shows, we'd have like 150, 200 shows packed in these sweaty ass basements. Your ears would be destroyed
bro.
after a fucking show. But yeah, I know what you're saying. With the college shows, it's more of like a free range.
Yeah.
You're allowed to, like, there would be rock bands, there'd be hip hop artists, it'd even be like funk, avant-garde, jazz collectives on a bill, and it wouldn't matter. Like everyone was just rocking with it.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying, especially in the city, like sometimes in the major cities, like they with the venues, because they're marketing, I guess they have a crowd.
Yeah.
Like I love it all. Like I love jazz artists, like rock artists, hip hop artists. I guess they're trying to feed the audience. But with the college circuit, it's a little more Yeah,
it's like
free and
whatever.
open-minded.
Yeah.
But that's the fun part about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool
yeah,
though.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Jump, the Brokeland documentary that came out recently in
Yeah.
December. Let's talk about that. So how did that first come into fruition? And you said that you linked up with a director from Brooklyn, a new director from Brooklyn, to film this documentary, Jump.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
So the nigga that directed it, he's in Brooklyn. My other best friend Malachi Heard, he's a film student at Sarah Lawrence. So that's kind of what started the whole Sarah Lawrence thing. And I guess he had to do a film project for a class, and he thought it was cool to just like do it based on what was going on at that time in our lives, where we just had like our first few shows as a group. And the first few shows were just like insane. Like it seemed like we had mad fans out of nowhere. So he decided to just document that based off all the clips that everybody had, and like random kids that filmed us. Like we all put that footage in there, and yeah, it was sick. I didn't even really see it until he just put it out. I didn't see it. It was pretty cool though. It was definitely like it was dope. Like just seeing that. It was like a couple months. It wasn't even like a long period of time, but it felt like, it was so fucking sick.
So he compiled fan-made videos of your first live performances, and that was a big foundation for this documentary?
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah, it was cool as fuck.
When did Brokeland play their first show? Let's talk about that. When was your first show?
I feel like it was so shitty, bro. So bad. Of course, it was a city fucking show. And, there was two of them that were bad. I feel like it was the same venue, though. It was just one where, like, we were, like, in a backyard. And, like, the crowd was just, like, not our crowd. Like, it was just niggas that listen to drill music and things like that. So it's like, all right. Immediately they're already counting us out. And like it was sus because the shit was called Jerk Fest, like jerk chicken, but that sounds bad. Like, why is it called Jerk Fest? That's sus. Yeah, it was really bad. And I think they kept like turning our mics down and shit like that. It was tight. But all in all, the Sarah Lawrence shows were sick as fuck.
It sounds lit.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the very beginning. Brokeland, the collective, the group. When did you first form? Let's talk about that. When did you first form? What year? And how did it all come together?
Yeah. So Brokeland was pretty much just like an idea of, well, first I just liked the name. I didn't know what it was. Like I like how it looked when I like would draw it and shit.
Yeah.
In like 2016 when I was in high school. And I went to LaGuardia High School, so it was just mad artists. So I'm just like, yo, it'd be cool if I just had a collective of just like people that just did shit.
Yeah.
Just mad different shit. And they didn't have to like pay for studio time and things like that and cover art and shit because we're all friends and we could just do it for each other. And that was back in 2016. And I kind of just put a pin in it for a while. And then like 2 or 3 years ago, I'm just like, yo, this could be like an actual group because we had like a couple fans from us just like doing stupid shit. Like it wasn't any like real music out. I had a couple songs out, but it was just like me being stupid.
Yeah.
And yeah. So then a couple years ago we just like, all right, cool. Then we had a couple like general members. Cause it spreads out. Like it's not like it's just a big ass group of friends.
Yeah.
You know? So
that's the best.
Yes, it's definitely so fucking crazy. Cause we could just say whatever we want and things like that. I created it just so we can say what we want and not have people on our dicks about like just how we speak and how we dress and like telling us we're supposed to do this and we're supposed to do that, you know?
You could be comfortable around each other because you know each other for years. Did you guys all go to LaGuardia as well? You met in high school? You went to school together?
Yeah, so my two best friends, Reggie and Trey, they were in middle school with me. And we, I don't know, we were just friends then. I kind of don't remember us being friends in middle school, but I always like, you know, they were there all the time. And then Malachi, it's like different avenues. Malachi was friends with my little sister. He went to PPAS on 42nd Street, and this other girl, BK, I danced with her at Alvin Ailey. Like it was just like a whole, you know, it's just mad different. people.
That's cool though. So you also put out some solo material besides the collective. So when did you first start producing and writing songs? How old were you?
Well, from what I remember, like I was really fucking young. Like I don't know if I ever put anything out, like, but I would always have like music playing in my head, just like as a young, like 7 years old, 8 years old. And I feel like that was the one thing that was like just so like reoccurring. And I just didn't notice that it was until now. But I started like seriously taking it serious in like high school, just because like it was just cool seeing different artists around me, and that like inspired me to just like go and do shit, you know. And I just consistently make shit, and it's just like fun, you know.
When I was 7 or 8, that's when I realized I wanted to. I remember 2005, and then high school is when I formed my first band, and high school was when I realized at 16, like I would love to make a career making music or in this creative way somehow, you know what I mean? But 7 was the age for me too. I remember second grade. It was just like, I feel like the year I was first tapped into like the world in a way. Like, you know, when like you're young, you don't really always remember things, but when you're 7, like I started developing my first music taste, I feel, from like finding shit online, stuff like that, listening to like hip hop bands, like Green Day was huge for me, shit like that.
Oh,
like,
facts.
Like,
Facts.
that was like like 7 was a cool age.
Yeah.
You didn't have to worry about state tests yet.
Yeah.
3rd grade was when it all fucking hit the fan.
Yeah,
2nd grade was lit.
Fucking Boulevard of Broken Dreams is crazy. Is that on that same album?
Yeah, dude.
On
American Idiot?
Yeah. Fuck, I can't remember. Wake Me Up Till September Ends. I feel like that's all the same album.
It is all the same album. Yeah, dude.
That's kind of crazy.
It was a blockbuster, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That band, fucking, I did not listen to hip hop, and I fucking hate hip hop still to this day, low key. But back then, that's like all my uncles and shit used to listen to. So like, I was kind of just like morphed. I was in that world somehow. So like Linkin Park and fucking Kings of Leon.
I loved Linkin Park growing up.
Yo, Linkin Park was so fucking good.
Yeah.
Fuck. There's so many other bands, bro. Just like random ass, like, I don't know. And plus like video games had a big like impact as well. Cause like Tony Hawk Pro Skater had crazy ass songs. Like the soundtrack on every game was crazy. And
Madden 2, MLB.
Yes, bro.
All those video games put me on.
All those games had crazy ass fucking like soundtracks. And even if you go to like Super Mario, it's like just like these like little jingles that just sound fucking crazy. Like sonically. Yeah.
So were you born and raised in New York City and Brooklyn?
No, I was born in Houston, Texas, but like I moved here when I was like 2 months old.
Really?
So like I do not claim Houston at all, because I know nothing about Houston. I don't say I was born in New York because I just feel like it sounds cooler if I was like.
But also 2 months old, like.
Yeah, it's like, bro, I don't, I go back and stuff, but it's just like boring.
So, Brokeland released their debut record, Brokeland Volume 1, in December of 2021. So let's talk about that record. And even with Brokeland, like you even mentioned it in your Spotify bio, like the influences, and even after hearing a couple of songs, it's like an alternative hip hop influence. You have some classic rock sounding influences in there, like the Beatles and the production. So let's talk about the inspiration sonically for Brokeland Volume 1.
Yeah. I just wanted it to sound like what the fuck is going on in my brain when I'm like right now, it's like 10 a.m. right now, 11 a.m. Like right now, I'm just like very, I don't know, I'm very chill right now, but I wanted to make something that sounded like me when I'm just like 2 p.m. and I'm just like energetic and I'm like running around and shit. So, yeah, and I was also listening to the White Album at the time for the Beatles, and
great record,
amazing. And like once I listened to that fucking album, I was just like, yo, there's like so many possibilities on how things could sound, and I kind of wanted it to be like that, where it's just like there's these different avenues, and we're just like going through every single fucking one. We're not just stuck in like this one genre. And yeah, for every artist that was on it, I wanted to like have them be themselves on the track as much as possible. So giving them the production to do that was like cool as fuck. And it like showed, like every song was good. Like I know I made it, so I'm like, oh fuck, I think every song was fucking good. Like it was cool as fuck. And yeah.
So that whole record, you were the executive producer on that record. You self-produced all the tracks?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's talk about your production process. So when you were approaching this project and when you were producing, did you kind of detach a little bit? Did you think to yourself, okay, in my head, I'm going to split this in two. Like, I'm going to really just focus on production first for a few weeks, and then we'll do lyrics. Like, how did you approach producing this project? You talked about those influences and how you wanted it to sound in your head. But when you got into the DAW, did you make it in Logic, Pro Tools? Like, what was your first step for each song? You focus on percussion, like samples. What do you do?
So what I like to do, like, first, I'm like an avid music listener. So when I'm like listening to a song, I'm like, fuck, I want to make my version of this and what this would sound like to me. Not exactly copying what the fuck it is, but like making my version. Let me make my version of Rocky Raccoon from the White Album. Boom, boom, boom. And then I make like Love, Love, Love on Brokeland. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I see like that's what the idea is. And that's usually how it goes. And then I just go into Logic, try my best to like emulate what I heard and how it made me feel. And then think about what members would sound fucking good on these things. And yeah. Like usually when we go in to the studio, it's like I usually just have like little ideas. It's like maybe 3 or 4 instruments on a project, and then I'm like, oh fuck, like Malachi, you should rap it like this. You should boom boom boom. Like yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah,
it's usually just having fun. Like I don't really do shit for results, I think, and I think that kind of like stops people and it hinders people from making cool shit. That's why I like having like my niggas around me, because it's like we just make shit that we think is cool.
Yeah. And
yeah, that's usually how the process goes. It's like, oh, can I make a song that makes this nigga laugh right now? Or, you know, like, yeah.
And that's the best if you're just kicking it with your best friends and you're making the best shit you can make, just trying to have fun and challenge yourselves. That's the best. And you never know what could come from it. Yeah. So you served as the executive producer for this. So all the tracks you produced since Brokeland is a collective, you're not just a solo artist on this record. You're dealing with multiple musicians. As an executive producer, what challenges did you face to get the project done? What was the most challenging part of executive producing this project?
I think for me, just like, for some members, it was like hard to get them on beats that they usually wouldn't be on. Which is like a normal thing. Like, you know, that was pretty much it. I'm just like, yo, trust me, this shit is gonna sound fucking insane. Like, yeah, that's pretty much the only real challenge.
So as a songwriter and producer, what do you like better? Do you like being the producer of a project more and overseeing the creative process, or do you like just recording vocals and songwriting more?
I kind of like the producing process a lot better than actually like being on the song sometimes, just because you create the world of like what's going on. Like Quincy Jones and Roy Ayers is a big, like, they're big influences to me, because like every like movie soundtrack they did, it's like you're creating this world to this movie. It's like Coffee is the Color with Pam Grier. It's like Roy Ayers literally creates the world that this. It sounds like they made the movie based on what he composed. You know? So
made a universe.
Yeah. So I kind of like that. Like that aspect more than rapping nigga 100 times on a song. You know what I mean?
Do you produce in Logic, FL Studio? What is your DAW of choice?
Yeah, I use Logic just because like I feel like every kid on earth has used GarageBand, and Logic is just GarageBand on steroids. You know, I'm looking at this nigga's trackpad right now. I'm just like, damn, it's just mad track. Like, you know, it's GarageBand pretty much.
I love Logic. Yeah, I've used GarageBand, Pro Tools too, but Logic, like, I love it. Right, that's what I'm using right now.
Yeah, Logic is sick. It's easy. Like, it's not like, I don't know. And like, I hate when people are like, yeah, you have to use this DAW because this is what professionals. That shit is bullshit.
No, it's whatever you want to use. There's no right answer.
Yeah, there's no right answer. FL Studio sucks to me. To me, it sucks. Ass. It's garbage. Like, it limits you, I think. But to someone else, you know, it's cool.
You never know. Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's no right answer. Who are your biggest musical influences?
It varies, but I love Pharrell. I love Paul McCartney. I love Michael Jackson. Yeah, it's just so many fucking niggas, bro. Jay-Z, Kanye. I love UGK. UGK is sick. I think Tyler's cool. Yeah, that's all I could think of for now. And my friends.
Yeah.
My friends are a big influence, I think, as well. So yeah.
And even with the first project, Brokeland Volume 1, you talked about how the White Album was a big influence. But in general, did you have 3 big influences for this project as a whole?
I think the Odd Future tape for sure. The first one, or the second one with the big ass donut on it. I liked how like chaotic it sounded. That was like a big influence on it. And then I'm gonna sound like a fucking Beatles stan, but like the Let It Be album, that shit is like, I don't know. That's like a huge influence on every project I make. Even though people say it's like their worst fucking album, but that shit is great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Brokeland as a group in general, like, what are your biggest aspirations? Like, what do you want to accomplish more than anything with this project?
I think I just want to like be able to have the tools to just make what I want to make. I don't want to get like lost in thinking about like getting like 100 million fans like instantly. Like I just want the tools to make cool shit. Like I just want to make shit.
Yeah.
Like I literally have like notebooks of like sneakers I made, or like a shower. I designed a shower the other day. I just want to make mad shit, like go-karts and Jeeps and fucking crazy, you know. So I think it's like deeper than the music. I think it's just like, yeah, just making shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making the best music you can make and having the tools.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're big on self-sufficiency, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like you want to have the production
Fuck
tools.
every, like, I don't like the reason why I made Brokeland is just so like everything is in-house. We don't have to fucking pay for anything. We don't have to ask anybody any questions. Like, oh, can we do this? And you know, like if we own everything, then there's really nothing that you can really say to me, you know what I mean? So I just like that aspect of just like, fuck, if this person's not gonna do it for me, then I'm gonna just do it myself.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That's why I love producing too, because I wanted to be able to have the tools and the capability to just get an idea out whenever I want and then work on it from there. Like I don't want to have to wait, because then that hinders you if you can't get an idea right away. And that comes across in your content and your bio. Yeah, with Brokeland, you want to be able to keep things in-house. You're really all about that DIY aspect, like have that like internally. So would you say that besides the production process too in general, like you want to be able to have more creative control of this project? You want to have less of an outside influence? Is that big? Is that really important to you?
Yeah.
As an artist?
I kind of want to just concoct the ideas that we have together.
Yeah.
Because then it gets like stale, and it's like I don't really want to copy anyone else, and then it's not that fun anymore. And it's like I just want to think, what's the craziest shit I can come up with all the time. Every time I step in the studio, first thing is, what's the craziest fucking thing I can come up with? And then it, you know, whatever happens, happens, you know.
So you were born in Houston, but you moved to New York City when you were a baby. How has living in New York City influenced you as an artist and a musician?
I think, like, okay, so I was just talking to my friend about this. Like, tone-wise and my music, I think it's like, my music's not dark, but it's like I use a lot of like dark tones, and I don't want to sound like an artist nigga right now, but it's like facts. Like, all right, we have mad buildings and shit, and it's covering the sun, right? And I noticed that every like New York artist has like this grittiness to them. I went to Cali for like the first time like a couple months ago, and like just like noticing the Cali artists that I know, just like it's just bright as fuck every day. It's never cold except for like when it's like nighttime as fuck, and like people just seem happier, and the tones in their music like reflects that, and it's very odd. Yeah, New York is just so gritty and like so gross.
No, it is. New York has this different grit to it compared to other places.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a unique place to grow up. It really does. It influences your character in a unique way.
Yeah.
100%. So the rest of the year and moving forward, what is next for you as an artist? What are your biggest aspirations?
I think this year, well, for this summer at least, I want to do like just mad shows, mad videos. Literally, that's it. Like, just do more cool shit. Yeah.
And with performances too, I saw recently Brokeland, you guys performed at your most recent performance was a Blkchrist show, right?
Yeah.
How was that? How'd that go?
It was sick. It was like it was at Sarah Lawrence, and it was I think like a Black Student Union or something like that, which is like probably the worst thing for us to, like, the worst place for us to be, because you know we just saying nigga a whole bunch of times. Like, yo, it was so sick. Like, we walked into the joint and like I'm performing, and then I look on the table and there's like the book Roots is on the table. It was so sus. But yeah, it was cool. It was a calm joint, jumping on tables and shit.
So what performances do you guys have lined up?
So we just got a new manager. And I think he's hitting us up with some city shows, but we're gonna try to spin it in a different way, like just like get that whole exposure up in the city, and then like try to get like tri-state area, and then like expand. Yeah.
That's awesome. How'd you link up with your manager? They reached out to you, or you just connected on social media? How did it all go down?
Yeah, crazy fucking story. Oh my fucking God. Okay, so backstory. This is not gonna be a long ass fucking story. Backstory. So I'm a dancer as well, right? So I danced with Alvin Ailey. So I did this like special performance with this lady Melissa. We'll name her Melissa. Her name might not actually be Melissa. Melissa, right? She was the director of the rooftop performance that we did. And when I was dancing, I had to choreograph something. So then her son was like, dog, your music is sick as fuck. What the fuck? I'm like, oh, this nigga's so nerdy. Some white kid, nerdy as fuck. And I was just like, this is cool as fuck. And then like a couple months later, he was just like, yeah, bro, I have like a managing company. Like I want to sign you guys. And I'm like, bet, what the fuck? Like, I think that's just so fucking weird, and like things happen for a reason. I don't know. That's like a weird ass fucking story. It's like the way we cross paths is like very weird. Yeah. So that nigga is like a random. This is like so random.
Isn't it amazing how that randomly happened? Your paths cross.
Yeah.
That's why you never know. That's why I even love being in New York City, because if you just try and put yourself out there as much as possible with either social media or going to performances, open mics, trying to play as much as possible, you're in one of the biggest cities in the world. You never know who you may meet and how that can impact your career.
Yeah.
Case in point, that's insane.
Yeah.
And it's all about who you know in the industry.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. You just keep making connections.
To be honest, yeah, like that's like why I'm like not a big advocate for like this whole like content thing, just because like, one, I think it like dumbs down the art that you're making. Like, you don't have time to like sit down and like actually make something that you like and that's cool. And like also like connections in any business is like the key to everything. It's like me and my friends literally just make a sport out of like sneaking into events and shit like that we're not supposed to be into like at all, like, and just talk to whoever the fuck, you know, because it's like at the end of the day, it's like these niggas don't know you after, like they're not gonna be like, oh, who's this nigga Savvy at the like, you could just literally speak to whoever, you make an impression, and don't go into it like trying to make an impression, just like be a normal human. And
if
then,
you're
like,
just there,
if you're just there,
you never
like,
know.
You know. So yeah.
That's a great point, because if you don't force it, but if you're just there, if you just show up day after day with pursuing your passion, making music, it could just open so many doors. And instead of trying to focus too much on content, I realized too, it's like sometimes it's okay to take a break, because then you're trying to make so much content just to try and like get noticed on social media, and that's great too, but you could do both. It's also good to be outside.
Yeah.
Just
I noticed
people
that,
organically. You never know.
Yeah, I noticed that like people like when I like tried to like post every day and things like that, I'm just like, yo, people don't give a fuck anymore. But if I take a break and I'm like just like I don't post at all, like I notice that people like care. And I feel like it's like a effect of just like making yourself scarce.
Yeah.
Like that's a very good tool that people do not fucking talk about. This nigga Gary V do not talk about that shit, bro. He don't talk about being scarce. Like if you scarce, you not there, niggas gonna be missing you. It's like you know, it's weird that people don't see that, and it's not like some psychology shit. It's just like in anything. If you in a relationship and you don't see your nigga for like 5 years, your heart's gonna grow fonder. You know what I mean? You're gonna want more. So
yeah, no, scarcity. 100% can be used to your leverage with this industry and in general. Yeah, if you take a break for a few days and you like just step back, it's like, yeah, people will be like, oh, where did they go? Where do you go?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you come back with some new shit, like some different shit, and you're like, oh, fuck, he evolved. When it's like, no, my nigga, I just took my time.
Took a breather.
Yeah, I took a time.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, do you have any more new music coming out?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna drop an album. I don't know yet. It might come out in the fall or like midsummer. It depends. I'm like just working with different tones and sounds and making shit that I like really want to make. Yeah, I might be coming out with some new shit. I'm kind of excited. I kind of like it this time. Like my last solo, I was just like, fuck, I could have did better. I like always think I could do better, and I think this one definitely like upped the ante.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. You heard it here first. I'm excited for the new album.
Yeah.
So, what else is in store for you in your music career? Like, final thoughts. What's going down with you? What do you want to let the audience know? And where can we also find you on all social media platforms?
What do I want the audience to know? I don't know. Just check me out. Laugh at my videos and shit. I don't know. Yeah. Just keep doing you. Keep making shit you want to make. And fuck them. Because it's, you know, it's your life. You just got to live that shit, bro.
100%.
Yeah. Fuck Snapchat because it's making kids stupid, and fuck Twitter. It's making. Actually, I love Twitter. Don't not fuck Twitter. Unfuck Twitter. Yeah. I think that's all I gotta say. Follow me at, I don't know what my Instagram is, Blkchrist, like Blkchrist, and yeah, you'll just go into a loophole and see everything. Yeah.
Also check out Brokeland ENT, right? That's the Instagram.
Yeah. That's the Instagram for that. And then, yeah.
What is your Twitter, TikTok, YouTube handles? Let them know the rest of your handles if you have any. For your solo and your group page, anything.
You'll see it. I don't even like, I use social media as like a fucking meme generator, bro. But yeah, you'll see it. Once you follow one of them, you'll see the fucking rest of the shit.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you for sitting down with me. It was a pleasure. Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Miltrick Media. Sat down with Savvy from Brokeland. Be sure to check him out on social media. His individual page, Blkchrist, and also Brokeland ENT. Check him out on social media. He got new stuff in the works. It's exciting. And thank you all for tuning into another episode, and we will see you all soon.